morning and welcome to the big story on Daybreak Live here on Dominion Television. Today, we turn the spotlight on what could be a major turning point for Nigeria's energy future, compressed natural gas, or CNG, as you would like to call it. As fuel prices soar and economic pressure mounts, many believe CNG may be the affordable, cleaner, and more sustainable solution we have been waiting for. But it is really the game changer Nigeria needs. Stay with us as we unpack the facts, engage experts, and explore the road ahead. Good morning once again. And of course, doing that this morning, I have a guest, and together we'll be doing justice to the topic as regards if CNG is the game changer Nigeria actually needs. Deji Oyinloye, a CNG expert, and of course, also an expert in cybersecurity, is with me here in the studio this morning. Deji, good to have you in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah.
Let's take a critical look at CNG and the current spate of consideration being given to compressed natural gas in Nigeria by this administration. Most people do not know that CNG has been there for time immemorial. Yeah. But all of a sudden, out of the blue, the government in power right now are saying, look, the best way to go is to go green, which is the adoption of compressed natural gas. Now, if I want to ask you this question this morning, I know it's a question so many people are really willing to listen to what you have to say about it. But then, as a CNG technician and expert, how do you reconcile the high cost of CNG conversion kits with the government's promise of affordable alternative energy under this Tinubu administration?
Yeah, thank you, President, for this. I had made it clear to the populace and to Nigerians that the government under the auspices of the President of Nigeria, President Tinubu, is doing a lot. One of the things he has done, I have to list it. The first thing that he has done is that the President under his office has reduced, he removed, the what they call this, the custom fee. He made it zero custom fee for anybody bringing in CNG kit or infrastructure to the country, one. Number two is that just of recent, at close to a month now, under his office, the government has done a lot by converting what they call the commercial bus that runs on petrol, from petrol to CNG without paying a dime. What I mean is zero fee. So he has done a lot by, he can't reduce the fee, he can't reduce the cost of production because in fact, those kits, the electronic components and the tanks were not manufactured in the country. They are imported from
so we still import the kits.
We still import it. Now, but under his, so he has done a lot by at least converting what they call this, the commercial car that runs on petrol to CNG without paying a dime for conversion.
So if you're talking about not paying a dime for conversion, there are still people out there who have been on the queue for God knows how long, trying to convert their vehicles to hybrid, which eventually uses petrol and still uses CNG. But then the cost, some say it's over ₦1 million if you want to do it individually. If you are converting your vehicle for over ₦1 million, what does that say for the common man who just has a car and wants to enjoy the benefits of using CNG?
Yeah, good. When we started conversion last year, because I was trained in Italy, when we started last year, April to be precise, the first time we went to fill our car, the car is outside there, we fill and we have to stay for additional 1 hour before another car came in to refill. We had disturbed that could this business sustain the test of time? But that didn't disturb us. We have to make it clear to that this kind of stuff, the cost of conversion is going down. Yeah, let me make it clear to you. Last year, it cost about 1.2 million to convert. I have to make it clear to you, based on the partnership we received from one of the foreign partners, it has reduced from 1.2 to 700,000 naira. I won't mention a company name, but I have to make it clear to you that government is trying all its best to make sure that the production comes to the cost comes to the that will be affordable by every Nigerian as low as 40,000 and 500,000 naira.
How long does it take to be on the queue?
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's another time people have been complaining of. Yeah, I'm also part of people that experience it. Each time we go out to fuel, it takes us, about 2 weeks ago, it takes about 3 hours to fuel. Yeah, that we have to stay on queue. But as at Yeah, as at 2 days ago, things has changed. I just drove in. I asked my staff to drove in. Within the span of 20 minutes, what happened was that another filling station has just opened in Ibadan. So now we don't need more. We don't need 30 filling stations, 30 CNG filling stations. Like 10 is okay. After we have like 10
whole of Ibadan.
Yeah, I have to make it clear to you. Like 10 Ibadan. Then from there, we move to other areas like Shaki or so that they can also have the feel of the CNG. It's
okay.
Also, yeah.
Okay. Now, do you think or believe the Tinubu administration has done enough to provide infrastructure for mass CNG adoption in the country? Because when we talk about installations for CNG conversion, there aren't too many of them in Nigeria as we speak. They are at some strategic places. And for the population in Ibadan, car owners in Ibadan, and who can actually afford to convert their cars. Now, do you think we have enough? Do you think this administration is doing enough to provide installation structures around Ibadan?
Yeah, good. Now, if I made it clear to you, now in about, I think we have close to 30 approved CNG conversion centers in Ibadan. 30 approved. You can't just set up a CNG conversion outreach center and say you want to be converted for people. There are steps that need to be taken. Now, the target by PCNG, that was the Presidential Committee on CNG Native, their target is that they want to have close to 1 million conversion centers in Nigeria. So as at last month, I think about 30,000 cars has been converted, and the target is about 1 million in the next 1 year. So in terms of infrastructure are there. Now I won't mention the company name. When we are shortlisted to be part of the people that part of the company that convert cars from petrol to CNG, we drove down to where we are given a free kit. The kit that the government gave us worth over 30 million naira. Yes, free kit, and those kits are meant for commercial vehicles, commercial cars owner. So we have to be going from garage to convert it to sensitizing about this thing. Some are afraid that this thing explode. It will be clear to them that CNG that we use, the gas is not the gas that we use. It's not the cooking gas. It's not LPG. It's a compressed gas. It's not the gas that just explode anyhow. So in terms of infrastructure that are there, and the government. So let me go back to where we picked the kit. We saw a lot of what they call this. Compressors. That's one of the things that is the most expensive when they are setting up a CNG filling station. Lots of things are there that the government has put in place to alleviate the problem of the masses. Baba said, Efra and is he doing it? Yes, to the first. For us, and we have to make it clear to you, Baba is doing what no government in Nigeria has done from our side. Okay,
from your own point of view, you think is doing what no government has done in the country. Now, let me ask you this question. Do you think the government's push for CNG is a genuine solution to Nigeria or a diversion from bigger issues?
It's a permanent solution. Now, one of the things that made it clear.
Don't forget, some countries are already turning away from CNG.
Which country? Under the support, I have to make it clear to you that when we were trained in Italy, our company was trained in Italy, one of our staff was trained in Italy, with the support from Bishop Felix Olabi. Yeah, I made it clear to you. So he knew what, for us to support our company, he knew what the future owed for CNG. Last year, May, we were in Italy. Now, for us to travel down to Italy to go and learn how to convert, that shows that Italian government that could train us as the future for CNG and LPG. So LPG is not something, CNG is not something what the government just want to come to solve. It has come to solve the problem. Let me give you an analysis. If you want to travel from here, our company can run on CNG. Per week, I don't think we spend up to 10,000 now to fuel the gas. Compared to using petrol. Using petrol will cost not less than 60,000 or 80,000 per month, per week. That's that. Now look at the problem, the private car, the public car owner. Each time I go out to fuel, I ask them, what can you say about? Most of these guys, most of the commercial vehicle owners, they are pressing the government because the CNG has reduced the cost of production, cost of low of things that they need to have spent on.
Now, very quickly, let me take this. Malaysia initiated its CNG program in the late 1990s, primarily targeting taxis and airport limousines. However, by 2024, only about 44,383 vehicles, approximately 0.2% of the national fleet, were CNG powered. The government announced plans to phase out CNG vehicles by 2025, citing safety concerns related to aging fuel tanks and incidents of explosions during accidents. Additionally, the limited adoption rate and the cost associated with replacing old CNG tanks influenced the decision. Now, 1990s Malaysia as a country introduced CNG to the people, taxis, limousines at airports, and Nigeria is just doing that in the year 2025. Are we lagging behind in anything?
Possibly, I would say the first time I saw CNG was when I was outside the country. That's 2010. It's not new to me. That was when I was studying outside the country. I entered a taxi that was going, and I asked the person, not in Nigeria. So he drove down to the free station. I asked, what do you want to do? He said, I want to gas. Gas what? Why do you have to open your boot when you have to say now? Then I step out of the car and I look at it. That was 2010. Now, what caused the issue of Malaysia stepping out of...
Not just Malaysia, including Pakistan, Brazil.
They're talking about the aging
Singapore,
fuel tank.
Tanzania, and now Nigeria has just joined.
Do they have enough deposit of CNG in the country? We have to ask them, we have to do a lot of research. The Singapore, the Pakistan, do they have it? Now you have it in mass. And now let me make it really clear.
We have the gas. But then do we produce the tanks here?
We don't.
That's the most expensive thing, one of the most expensive kits.
The government is coming, is improving the level of infrastructure to make sure that we produce from the scratch in Nigeria.
If Nigeria is producing a level playing field, bringing in gas tanks, selling it at cheaper rate to the people for conversion, then what's the essence of removing fuel subsidy in the first place? Because that, for me, is equivalent to subsidy. Subsidizing it for the people, right?
Yeah, now let's look at it from this angle. Now, we received a foreign partner in our office about 2 days ago. Now, they brought a kit from Asia. Now, initially, if you want to combine any kit, first-cylinder kit from outside the country, it costs about 400,000 naira. Let me make it clear to you, that 2 days ago, we received a partnership that would be, that kit that was sold at a rate of 550,000 naira will now go for 210. That means with the cost of just around maybe 600, 650, it will be easy for us to convert the car compared to 1.2 that people spent to convert their car last year. It's coming down. Let's just take our time. Let's car Farabale. It's coming down.
Okay, now you are talking about the president saying Farabale, things will become better. But let me ask you this question. Do you think, as someone in the CNG sector, how do you respond to accusations that the Tinubu administration favors imported CNG technology over building local capacity?
Now, the aspect of in that aspect, I believe that Nigerian has not got to the level where we can produce all this stuff. It has a kind of, we look at it, the kit that we use to convert is comprised of the compressors, the sensors, and so many things. Nigeria has not got to that level.
To produce tanks in Nigeria?
To the electronic kits. Then compared to the tanks, if you look at the weight, like based on the research we did, if you drop the tank from top of cocoa house, if you drop it, it will bounce back as soon as it hit the floor.
And Nigeria do not have the raw material to produce that kind of tank.
Yeah, where are our steel company? They fold up. Yeah, I know. As time goes,
that is an indictment on the current administration.
Yes, they are bringing it up. They are bringing everything.
They have not done it.
Yes, it's in pipeline. It's in pipeline. Everything we can't just do everything one day. We have to take our time to make sure that things are done at the right time, at the right appropriate for people. Everything will be done for us.
All right. Yeah. Again, talking about safety of CNG in Nigeria, what do you have to say to Nigerian people, especially motorists, who are always afraid of boarding vehicles that has been converted to CNG?
Yeah, I made it clear to them. If CNG conversion technology emanated from Italy, that shows that CNG usage in Nigeria should not be something that will scare the people that enter as commercial vehicles. Now, one of the things that I want to let you know is this. Now, there are a lot of safety that have been put in place. Now, that tank have what called valve at the mouth. One day I was driving, and the car hit a company car at the back. You know what happened to the car? The car stopped supplying gas. So that valve, it has a kind of computerized sensor on it. So once it sends any heat, it stops the flow of gas. So I have to make it clear that it will be extremely difficult for people to say that cars that have an accident, that has an accident that use CNG got exploded and it's disturbed a lot of things. The safety is there, and I believe that Nigerians should keep calm because the people that convert for them, that convert the motorists, they're not just anybody. They're people that know the nitty-gritties of the technology. Now, let me add to this. Most of those that are into CNG conversion, they are not school staff holder. They are not ND holder. Engineers, PhD holders. So these are people that understand the concept and they don't just bring anything. Now, I've made it clear. Whenever we are working in our workshop, I train the staffs. Now, after conversion, I have to sit with them to make sure that everything that they do are in accordance with the safety procedure. The tank, the gas pipe, make sure that it's properly laid, look at it, everything. So once you check it out, so we check the test. Once it's okay, then that's when we now ask our staff to go and fill it. They will do the calibration. So in terms of safety, I believe the people in charge are doing their best to make sure that none of the cars that we use in Nigeria got separated through the use of CNG.
And do you train drivers whose vehicles you have converted?
Yeah.
On safety protocols, procedures?
Yeah. The guy came to our office, came to pick his commercial vehicle on Monday. So he started this guy, said the car is no more. Okay, so these are the things you have to do. Go back to the back of the seat or the boot, look at it, and we train him how to off and off the tank. The supply of tank. So most of them get to know that now he said he want to go and do some other thing on this car. I said, sir, if you are doing this thing, make sure your car is not exploded very close to where they are doing electrical, doing the panel fitting job or welding job. Let there be safety in your own mind. So you don't allow anything that could cause the problem for your car or for the life of people that enter your car.
Would you say Tinubu's policies are designed to empower technicians like you or to create new oligopolies in the energy sector, just like the fuel subsidy scam?
What I think about the president's policy is that the policy is not meant to empower. The policy is meant to empower and to create jobs.
For some people, engineers like you.
Not only engineers. Most of the people that you employ, they are graduates, technicians, normal, the roadside mechanic. We train them. But there are some things we don't know that the technician doesn't know. So we train them on how to fix it. We train mechanics. We train the panel beaters. Then at the same time, we also have to train some people, the electrical guys, the wire, we train them. But when it comes to issue, one of the things I have to do, when it comes to the issue of calibration, after we've added the kit, added the tank, the other thing we have to do, we have to calibrate the car with software before it can work. That is where we come in to make sure that there are safety that need to be met. So the policy is not meant for but it's meant to create jobs. And I can say it has created millions of jobs. In our own workshop system, I think we've empowered or we train close to 100, and people that work with us directly or indirectly, they are close to 40 or 50.
Okay.
Yeah, in Ibadan.
Okay. Now, going about that, I would like to ask this very question, which is very important for the people watching right now. If you are just joining us, this is the big story on Dominion Television. The show is still Daybreak Live, but of course, this is the big story. And I have had with me in the studio this morning, Deji Oyiloye, as PhD in computer science, but of course, is an expert in CNG and cybersecurity. We think we have been doing justice to the issue of CNG being the game changer Nigeria needs. Now, do you think the CNG initiative is sustainable without a reliable electricity grid and the proper gas distribution networks, both which are under federal jurisdiction?
Yeah, talking about the electrical grid, that is for the...
And then the gas distribution in the country. How feasible do you think the use of CNG would work in a country like Nigeria where we really do not have the gas network?
I have to mention some company names. A few. You don't mention company names.
Okay, if you do, you pay for advertisements.
Okay. Now, our company got a contract from a foreign company that came to Nigeria to set up CNG gas plants. They don't sell to motorists. They sell to refilling centers. So when we unload, you see all those big trucks.
Big trucks.
Yeah. It's along Shagamu Expressway. Now, most of the guys that work there, they are experts. Now, as I'm talking to you, they employ close to 60 or 100 Nigerians that work on this station. That's another thing. So infrastructure are there. And the government is putting everything, making it into that. Bringing all this, or bringing the kids, bringing all the necessary technical things to Nigeria are done without problem, without paying excessive custom fee, paying tax on it. So we need to take our time. In few weeks, no, in few months, I believe it comes to a time that Nigerians should be able to, every Nigerian should be able to convert this car to CNG.
Well, there's a perception in town that this government, this Tinubu-led administration, is promoting a short-term energy alternative in the country. Is CNG one of the short-term energy alternatives?
CNG has come to stay.
You think so?
Yeah, that's come to stay. Nothing can stop the use of CNG. I believe after the first tenure of the president, the second time, yeah, I believe that will come to pass. Yeah, I knew most of the things we'll be able to see the effect of what he is doing. I'll give you an analysis. Driving from here to Abuja, using Toyota Corolla, will cost you not less than 11,000 naira from here to Abuja. But if you are using petrol, you can't spend not less than 65,000 naira. One day I was at the filling station. Each time I go there, I speak with the motorists, the tricycle, Maruwa, those guys that comes there to fill. I interviewed them. How do you see this thing? Said the only one man said, ever since when he was born, I think I should be 65, but he runs an Uber business. Said this is the first time that we ever enjoy the government of Nigeria. The guy uses 6-cylinder car and he flies Lagos. So each time he goes to Lagos, instead of spending 45,000 on gas, on petrol, he just spends 6,000 naira. So you have to save around 35,000 naira. Now all these guys, the 3 tricycle guys, they're making a lot of money. They spend not less than 3,000 naira onto gas. But if you are using petrol, they can't spend no less than 15,000 naira, 15 to 20 naira per day. Look at it.
And how has that affected cost of transportation?
Yeah, that's one of the things that the government is doing now. Now, the government, under the office of the Presidential Committee on CNG Initiative, they compulsory all at the conversion center in Nigeria that you must go to the street, go to the garage, and convert their company to CNG. Now, by the time that is done, I believe by the time that is done for some months now.
Some people have converted already, and they are making more money.
Yeah, good.
But they are not looking at the side of the commuters.
Yeah, because the fact that they do not cars that have converted to the number that have not converted is not all that encouraging. So they can't just force them. One person cannot just drop the price because he's using CNG in the garage. So by the time 60% or 80% of them have converted to CNG, it will be easy for the PCNG guys. We assisted you. Can they please drop this thing? Oyo State government is doing its own, running fleet from here to Lagos to Abuja and the like, and they are giving at a very affordable price.
Now, this question is for you. If you weren't benefiting directly from the CNG sector, would you still support the administration's broad economic and energy policies?
Ever since when I came back to the country, I've never for once said anything against any government.
Would you still have supported this administration's energy
because
policies?
I believe something that okay, outside this, most of the things I'm doing in the country now, running as a company, that the things that I saw outside the country. Our company specializes in automatic gate. We install automatic gate. Now I saw this when I went for a training in South Africa.
You saw an opportunity.
Yeah, I saw it. When I went for, I lodged in an apartment, and the guy gave me the remote control. Play. Can I use this remote control to open the gate? Say, Nigeria, we use key. Why do you give me this? So the following, after I returned from school in the evening, I knocked the gate. When I knock, I said, Moses, why do you have to knock? I said, this is not a key. It's also, you step out, use the remote control, and you get to open. After some time, I came back, took back to the car, and I looked at this machine. I wrote the company that produces it. I brought it to the country. So what I'm saying is that Nigerians should be open to problems and how to solve the problem. And one of the problems we have to solve is that the problem of energy. I saw it in 2010. And now, I told my wife when Tinubu Baba said, and then that's come to what do you call this thing, to subsidy. I said, this is the time that we have to implement what I saw in 2010. And whatever to my mind told me, if I don't do it, I'll suffer. And I did all it could to make sure that we use this thing to assist, not even getting the money is not there. Let me make it clear to you. There's no money in conversion.
You are saying there's no money in conversion.
It's just a passion. Yes.
You are doing it for passion.
No, you did. Yes, let me make it clear. You can't only will you earn. You can't forget up to 100,000 in a car.
And how many cars will you convert in a day?
max, we can't convert more than 2 or 3. Max 2, and we have like about, if you want to convert 3 cars, we have must have about six staff. And you have to take their salary. They are not, most of those guys that convert with that work with us, they earn more than people that works in the bank.
They earn more than people that works in the bank.
Yes.
So you think that is an employment opportunity created by this administration?
Yeah, but for people that doesn't go to school.
And how many people are in that sector as we speak?
I can say just few, because people doesn't know me. They are still afraid.
Do you do trainings?
Yeah, we train. We started training last year May. We trained a lot of people. People travel far away from Port Harcourt, Benin. We've trained, and they've started state of their own. Yeah, that was last year, not here, this year.
And then what does it cost to train?
Yeah. The first training we did free. Then after that we made it to 50,000. Then presently now we are doing a free training for people that want to learn how to convert in Ibadan. If you want to convert, just reach out to us. We convert at zero fee, as the government is doing for the commercial buses in Nigeria.
Now, still talking about the private players, the government removed fuel subsidies to encourage a switch to CNG. Has this move truly benefited average Nigerians, or is it just a way to create an avenue, a shop for a few players in the industry, like you? I'm going back to that question.
I'm not. I'm a cybersecurity expert. I'm not into oil and gas. But I saw this.
But you're into CNG conversion.
Yeah, conversion. But I saw there's the kind of platform that we can use to create job opportunities and also to alleviate poverty in the country. I knew what it entails. Now, I made it clear to you that the government has it in mind to make sure that the removal of subsidy, before Baba comes to power, Baba is all that is going to do for a step into the office in May 29. So he has his plan, that is why it's difficult. So the old world, the old world set aside for a man that knows where he's going. That's why it's hard for the president to just listen to any advice. So you know where you're going. You have to be purposeful, but you have to take some time to ask some people, what I'm doing, is it benefiting a lot of people? Not in terms of cash, but in terms of the pollution. Let's talk about the pollution. It's reduced pollution. So it's made it green for people. You can't just be driving and you are exploding. How do you see a car that runs saying that brings out smoke? Unless the engine is not working perfectly.
You seem to be on the same page with the president.
Yes, of course.
You are the president's son.
I'm not.
But you are enjoying this administration. In your own words, put this administration on a board. Their scorecard so far.
So far? I can't say anything against the president. The president is performing very well.
He's doing very well.
Very, very well. No.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I'll give about 9.
You give the president 9?
Yeah, 9.
People are screaming on the street.
They're screaming because, okay, good. I love the way you are putting things across to people. Now, I'll channel some things to you. They are company the cars that run on CNG. We've used it to set up a farm here in Ibadan. Yeah. Yes. Along Edo local government. Now, what it entails is that when, say, Jack Man, the founder of Alibaba, said people complain where there are opportunities. People are just complaining, but there are a lot of opportunities around them. They don't see. Why only the CNG? Why only the cybersecurity? Why only about that thing? The other thing that people can do to make money in the country, there are a lot of problems in the country that need to be solved by Nigerians. And when they solve it, they make it.
What is the relationship between CNG conversion and cybersecurity?
It's different cyber.
But you chose to do the two at the same time.
Yeah, I train. I lecture students on cybersecurity, and it's the way I train, because the passion. That's what I did. That was one of the research I did during my PhD. So it's interesting. Then the CNG business is the kind of platform to recruit, to train and to empower the masses. So cybersecurity has the number of people you can train. But this CNG, I mean, there's no. I have made it clear. So those are ready to learn. They're ready to break from poverty. If they understand the concept, it will be easy for them to forget about the suffering and taking the new life that will transform their life to the new page.
Now, for the people who are watching us from home, I want to ask you this question, and especially for people who are still thinking or maybe still pondering on whether to convert their vehicles to CNG. What are the safety standards and protocols involved in CNG vehicle conversion?
Good. One of the things that the government has done first is that most of the CNG kits that we use in the country are certified by SON1. any conversion center that will set up the retrofit center in Nigeria must be approved by NADDC, National Automotive Development Agency, and by PCNGI. What does that mean is that they have to come on the inspection, they will inspect the facility you have, and they make sure that the person that is setting up knows about it. One of the things is certification. They have to check, okay, the head of the company, does he have any skill?
Is he certified?
Certified. So we are trained in it. It's one of the things that gave us the upper head. Yeah, so the safety is there. So those that convert on the roadside, there are some people that are not certified, they convert. I will advise people not to go to them. But there are a lot of conversion centers in your state. There are a lot of conversion centers in Nigeria that they can patronize. And if they go to them, it will be easy for them to be sure of their safety and of the safety of their life.
How do you know if a conversion center is certified?
Good. They are there on the NADDC site. For the literate, I think it will be difficult for them to do.
That's the question.
Yeah, that's just it. I think they have to keep on asking questions, or whenever they come across a company that converts, maybe they ask them for their approval. If they have the approval before, they can patronize them.
And what kind of vehicles, what type of vehicles are most eligible for conversion?
Any car that has tire can be converted.
Any vehicle?
Any vehicle that has tire, in as much is still moving.
Still moving.
It's convertible to CNG.
Now, talking about every car, there are cars that are no longer roadworthy. Are you converting those ones too?
No, there are a lot of cars.
They still move. But then, you know this car is no longer roadworthy. You still convert those vehicles
We convert them, yeah. They are not roadworthy, but I have to be it's in that side that before we convert the car, we have to do a kind of test to check. And those tests that are not making the car to be roadworthy, we ask them to fix it. When they fix it, we convert it to CNG.
So what is the current price of CNG package?
Packages, it's now in Lagos 230, but they are selling 380. We don't know the reason why they have to increase it from 230 to 230. I think the government can also look into this. Yeah.
The price has increased?
It has increased only in Ibadan.
In Ibadan?
Yes.
Wow.
Lagos still maintain their 230 per SCM.
And what incentives or subsidies are available for CNG adoption in Nigeria? Just like you mentioned earlier, are there other incentives? Yeah,
the first is that those that bring in kits and other infrastructure, CNG infrastructure in Nigeria, attract zero custom fee. Those that bring in CNG powered vehicle to the country also attract zero import fee.
So after importing, they sell to you on a cheap.
Yeah, very cheap.
So you can also sell to the people and convert their vehicles on a cheap.
Right, yes.
And then, in the next 5 years, where do you see CNG in Nigeria?
Next 5 years? I think that close to 80 to 70% of Nigerian cars that run the Nigerian roads must be converted to CNG, if not more. Yes.
Now, are there any environmental challenges associated with CNG use?
No, not at all.
None?
Not at all.
No emission whatsoever?
Nothing, not at all.
Okay. Thank you for being a part of the show this morning.
Thank you.
It has been a wonderful session with you.
Thank you.
We do hope that next time we'll call you, you'll be here.
Yes, of course.
All right. I have had with me in the studio this morning on The Big Story, Deji Oyeloye, who happens to be a CNG expert and, of course, a cybersecurity expert. We do hope that next time we'll call you, you'll be here.
Yeah, of course.
That's it on The Big Story for today. As Nigeria seeks lasting solution to its energy crisis, we do hope that conversions around CNG must go beyond the studio and into actionable policy.